Come on, let's keep going down. I went down over me. Come on, let's keep going down. I went down to the hard building and I took back what is over me. I took back my dignity. I took back my fantasy. I went down to the hard building and I just. Which side are you on? 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 Which side are you
Your name, please, ma'am?
Rosalind Wichener.
And I'm Ken Hurd. I'm with Polemics, Journal of the Working Class Struggle. We're out here today because we have heard that there was a union operation going on here. Good, that's excellent. We're also with the National Writers Union here in Philadelphia. I happen to be the treasurer for the chapter. We do polemics over here at PhillyCam. We broadcast over there at Roku, a couple of other locations. We're on Fios X, and we've got Xfinity operations as well. So, would you agree that we can have your interview on PhillyCam?
Sure.
Katie, and could I get your full name and your union operations, please?
So we're with Unite here, Local 274.
And your name, ma'am?
Rosalind Wichener.
Oh, Katie, and you agree for us to put this on to PhillyCam?
Sure.
Excellent. Is there a phone number we can get in contact with you?
Are you going to put that on PhillyCam?
No.
215-313-2204.
Excellent. And tell us what happened today and why everyone was out here. This is a hotel, the Whiteham, and it's very, very large, I noticed. It's almost a block long.
Yeah. We're here at the Wyndham Historic District at 4th and Arch in downtown Philadelphia, Center City, because the workers at this hotel have been fighting for a fair standard to be brought up to the same standard that other unionized hotel workers have won. We have been fighting for a number of years here now in Center City, Philadelphia for a fair standard. The majority of workers in this industry are black and brown and immigrant and women. And we have been fighting for a wage, a family-sustaining wage that people can support families on, as well as protections for our members, both as people of color and as women. We successfully have done that at a number of other hotels. So the workers at the Warwick Rittenhouse, at the Sheraton downtown Philadelphia, the Sonesta, the Sheraton University City, they have all been able to win wages that will get them up to $46,000 a year for full-time workers by the end of their contracts, along with free health care and retirement pensions, meaning not a 401k, a real pension where you get a check every month for the rest of your life. They've won protections for workers if workers are incarcerated, and so that people don't lose their jobs, for workers while they're pregnant, or taking care of young children, and we want to make sure that the Wyndham, along with other hotels in the city, does the same thing and treats their workers fairly. And so far they have not agreed to do that. So we are out here, and the workers have voted unanimously to strike. They voted on October 28th by unanimous vote to go on strike if necessary. So this was the second of 2 after-work pickets that we've held, and tomorrow we have bargaining, so we'll see what happens.
Excellent. And you're going to be in the bargaining?
I'll be joining them. I'm not the negotiator. Our executive vice president is negotiating the contract.
Excellent. And your union, all total, you represent which type of workers totally?
Hospitality workers, hotel and food service workers.
Uh-huh. And you're basically AFL-CIO?
And we're members of the AFL-CIO.
Good, excellent. Is there anything you can tell me other than that?
I think those are the most important points, and any hospitality workers out there that are watching, we urge you to join us in the struggle here, and also to reach out. You can always reach the union office at 215-232-3145 to reach out if you're interested in organizing your workplace. And we represent hotel workers and food service workers throughout the Philadelphia metro area.
Excellent. I do thank you much, ma'am.
No, thank you very much.
Over and out.
Good night. Industry are black and brown and immigrant and women, and we have been fighting for a family sustaining wage that people can support families on, as well as protections for our members, both as people of color and as women. We successfully have done that at a number of other hotels. So the workers at the Warwick Rittenhouse, at the Sheraton downtown Philadelphia, the Sonesta, the Sheraton University City, they have all been able to win wages that will get them up to $46,000 a year for full-time workers by the end of their contract.
All right, I'm Michael Cogbill. My organization, I organize for multiple organizations, the Philadelphia Council, AFL-CIO. I also serve as the PAC chair for the Pennsylvania NAACP. We're taught to say NAACP, but I'm here because abortion rights are human rights. Women's reproductive justice, it's a human right. I stand firm with a woman's right to choose. These decisions should be made between a woman and her doctor. Legislators don't have any business deciding on social issues like such. They said it was like 800 folks who showed up. I'm super proud to see that. These women want to vote, people want to vote, people want their reproductive rights, people want their rights respected. So I just wanted to come show some love and stand in solidarity with these folks. And that's it. Yeah.
What do you think about the AFL-CIO's position on this?
I think labor rights and human rights intersect. I think none of us are safe until all of us are safe. Trying to tell folks how to operate in the workplace, trying to tell folks what benefits they should have, or tell them what they should accept is similar to what folks do as it pertains to reproductive rights. Legitimately, I even heard President Patrick Iden, who is Catholic and a labor leader, but he said he doesn't want what happened in Texas to happen here, and we don't want that. I think everybody can agree. Even if you look at the makeup of the world, you can see some Catholic countries support abortion rights, a woman's right to choose, reproductive justice. So I think it's something everybody can stand for. I think it's a pragmatic policy issue. This is healthcare. This isn't a social issue. It's healthcare.
From noon until 2, in light of the Black Lives Matter movement, supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, have a particular message, and that is 1, end white supremacy, 2, resist fascism as represented by Donald Trump, 3, lastly, and most times, evict, oust Donald Trump, which is to say, in light of the coming election, vote, vote, vote. It's a radical expression, an expression of resistance this year, an expression of resistance. Oust Donald Trump. Vote.
So what are you out here today to doing? What is your objective
Well,
out here today?
I mean, most of the people here are local Germantown people. Some from the meeting that I attend, the Quaker meeting, the Germantown Friends meeting, and we're really trying to convey to people, really trying to convey the importance of voting. 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 We can say oust Donald Trump, we can say refuse fascism, we can say end white supremacy, but unless we get out and vote, step one, and two, in order to push Biden away from policies of war, military-industrial complex, and all the rest that controls and imprisons economically people. That's when we're going to get somewhere. When we really stress that. But right now, we're here in the community, our community, for the weeks to come, saying, oust Donald Trump, vote. On this coming Tuesday, however, Brandywine will also be doing something very specifically in the face of Donald Trump having the gall to come to the city of Philadelphia and to appear and to be at the Constitution Center to do an ABC town meeting. And what we are doing initially is we're going to WPVI ABC, which is hosting the town meeting. We're going to be at their studio at noon on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, September 15th. Donald Trump comes in to do his town meeting at 9 o'clock. We're going to be there at the studio to say, hold him to the truth. We're sick of his lies. We're sick of it. We're just sick of his racist, filthy lies. And frankly, the media have been much too patient with him. Much too patient. Hold him to the truth. Damn it, do your job.
Well, thank you very much. We're looking forward to possibly seeing you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, jointly sponsored by Alliance for Global Justice and Nicaragua Solidarity Campaign Action Group, entitled Nicaraguan Elections Report Back from On-the-Ground Observers. We'll hear from a number of speakers today, and we look forward to audience participation during the question and answer period. This webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be sent out to all registrants within the next few days. Today, like last month, we have two co-moderators. My name is Barbara Larkham, and I'm the coordinator of the Casa Baltimore Limay Friendship Project linked with San Juan de Limay, Nicaragua.
Hello, and I'm Louise Richards, Trade Union and Communications Coordinator of the Nicaragua Solidarity Campaign Action Group in London in the United Kingdom. Special thanks also to Madeleine McClure of the Alliance for Global Justice, who is providing our technical support today. Before we begin, we have a few announcements, and we'll make sure to post all the links in chat as well. To stay up to date with events and issues in Nicaragua, you can sign up for the NicaNet email list, a Google group moderated list for people who support Nicaragua's progress and sovereignty. The link to sign up will be entered in the chat shortly. You can also, in the UK, look at the website of the Nicaragua Solidarity, which will also post in chat. You can also sign up for Nica Notes, which includes a weekly article by an invited author, followed by news updates of the week at the Alliance for Global Justice website, afgj.org. Several ebooks about Nicaragua are also available at the same website, afgj.org, free in English and Spanish, downloadable in several formats.
We had originally scheduled this webinar for tomorrow. We changed it to today in recognition of tomorrow's elections in Venezuela. We send our greetings and best wishes to the sovereign people of Venezuela and also to the people of Honduras who will elect national leaders on November 28th. Unfortunately, a bill called the Renacer Act was just passed by the US Congress and signed into law by the president. It will impose harmful new sanctions on Nicaragua, and the US is expected to continue interfering in the country's internal affairs in other damaging ways. If you would like to become more active in opposing US interference in Nicaragua, you're invited to join our NicaNet Advocacy Committee. Please put your name and email address in the Q&A if you're interested in this.
The format for today's 90-minute webinar is the following. Speakers have been grouped according to the geographic area where they accompanied the elections. I'm about to share my screen and show you a map. Here's the map. And on this map actually shows where the people visited. So first we'll hear from people who visited the Department of Leon, followed by a speaker who traveled to Chinandega. We'll then see a short video showing election activity all over the country. Afterward, we'll move to the Caribbean side of Nicaragua, first to Bluefields in the Southern Autonomous Region, and then to Bilwi in the Northern Autonomous Region. Each speaker has been asked to be brief to allow plenty of time at the end for your questions and answers. One more note, you can put your comments into the chat, but please make sure you put any questions intended for the speakers into the Q&A section. We'll be pulling these questions to address to the speakers at the end of the presentations.
And now to introduce our speakers who personally accompanied the Nicaraguan elections. We'll ask each speaker to give a brief description of themselves before sharing what they saw and heard in their geographic area. The first group of speakers visited the Department of Leon. First, we'll see a video greeting from Allison Bodine. There's no sound, Madeline. There's no sound.
I apologize. I have sound on my end. I'm not quite sure. You all can see the visuals, yes?
Matt, did you choose the little checkbox that says share computer sound before you hit share screen?
Oh, thank you, Netpa. There we go. All right, I'm going to start this over. Sorry about that.
Greetings to everyone. This is Allison Bodine from the Fire This Time Movement for Social Justice in Canada. I'm speaking to you today via video and from an airport, as you can probably tell, because I'm currently on my way to be an elections observer at municipal and state elections in Venezuela this Sunday, November 21st. First, I wanted to say congratulations and thank you to the Nicaragua Solidarity Campaign Action Group and the Alliance for Global Justice, as well as all co-sponsoring organizations, for coming together for this important webinar. Also, thank you to all those who worked hard to build such a strong and dynamic delegation from the US and Canada to the elections in Nicaragua on November 7th. It was a pleasure participating and working within the delegation. I joined the delegation to Nicaragua as one of 2 representatives from the Fire This Time movement for social justice in Canada. On the day of the elections, I accompanied the process in León, the second biggest city in Nicaragua. My co-organizer from Fire This Time, Azza Rojbi, traveled to the department of Chontales. In León, as in other departments where people visited, we witnessed a great turnout at the voting stations we visited, and the process was calm, peaceful, and democratic. When we asked people about the elections, voters explained to us that they were voting in order to exercise their sovereign right. We saw families, people with disabilities, the elderly, workers, people gathered together to vote on this important day. In Nicaragua, it's important to know that the voting age is 16, and this meant a higher presence of young people also at all of the voting stations. In the centers we visited in León, there were many young people who had come with family or friends to exercise their right to vote. And young people were also actively involved in the process of the elections themselves. There were young people running the voting centers, there were young people auditing the votes and observing within each polling station as well. As a young woman from Canada, it was inspiring for me to see the active and leading participation of young people in the electoral process and also throughout Nicaraguan society overall. While people in Nicaragua were celebrating their sovereignty and a day of peaceful and democratic elections, the government of the United States was passing the Renacer Act, imposing further sanctions on the people of Nicaragua. I'm sure that many people have brought that up as an important point today, but I really wanted to emphasize that people in Nicaragua we spoke to, from many different political tendencies, all stood firmly against U.S. sanctions on Nicaragua and called for an end to U.S. meddling in Nicaragua's internal affairs. It is also important to note, as an organizer living and organizing in Canada, that the government of Canada stands firmly with the United States in their sanctions regime against Nicaragua. In the last 3 years, the government of Canada has also imposed 3 rounds of sanctions against the people of Nicaragua. On November 8th, Melanie Joly, Canada's new Minister of Foreign Affairs, stated, quote, "Nicaragua's November 7th elections do not reflect the will of the Nicaraguan people. From what we observed in our time in Nicaragua, nothing could be further from the truth. People from many different ages, backgrounds, and political parties in Nicaragua stand behind their electoral process and the results of the November 7th election, which saw a huge victory for the Sandinista government. So regardless of the aspirations of the governments of the US and Canada to change the government of Nicaragua, to bring about the overthrow of President Daniel Ortega, the people of Nicaragua have said and continue to say otherwise, and they defended on November 7th their sovereignty and self-determination. From our short time in Nicaragua, there are so many examples of Nicaraguans expressing their commitment to defending their elections and their democracy, and one in particular stuck with me. It's from the first voting center we visited at the Escuela Modesto Armijo in León. When we arrived, I approached a line of people waiting to vote, and I asked if anyone would like to say anything as a message to people in North America, explaining that we were observers from North America. An older woman immediately stepped up, named Karina. She spoke about her reasons for voting and her support and pride in the progress that Nicaragua has been making for people under the Sandinista government. She also had a message for the US, for us, as elections observers. She asked, why is it that the United States wants to get involved in the elections in Nicaragua? She continued, quote, "We do not have a problem with the people of the United States, but we as people of Nicaragua do have a problem with the policies of the government of the United States